She slammed the paper on my porch table so hard the coffee mug jumped. "Your wife hasn't paid the $550,000 HOA membership fee," she barked, pointing at the bold letters, like she had written the law herself. My wife laughed, half confused, half angry. "That's more than the house costs," she said, but Karen didn't flinch. She whipped out her phone, dialed 911, and screamed loud enough for the neighbors to hear, "Officer, come quick! We have a fee dodger and this man's wife is trespassing!" Within minutes, a patrol car rolled up, sirens slicing through the quiet street. The officer stepped out, but instead of asking questions, he looked straight at Karen and gave her a sharp salute. "Yes, Admiral. What are the charges?" My stomach dropped. "Admiral?" My wife froze, her hands tightening on the porch rail. Karen smirked, enjoying every second. "You see?" she said, eyes locked on us. "Even law enforcement knows their place. Pay the fee or pack your bags." The officer's hand hovered near his belt. He wasn't looking at me. He was waiting for her command. And in that moment, I realized something was very, very wrong. My wife whispered, just loud enough for me to hear, "She's not an admiral. She's pretending." But the officer stood there, stiff as a board, eyes glazed like he was under orders. Karen strutted closer, clipboard raised like a sword. "Officer, remove this woman from the property. She refuses to comply with HOA law." The officer shifted his stance, one hand resting on his holster. My chest tightened. I could see my wife's pulse racing in her neck, but she didn't move. Instead, she raised her voice so the neighbors peeking from their windows could hear. "This is our land. We own it outright. There's no HOA here." Karen laughed, cruel and sharp. "Ownership means nothing when you're under my command. Show them, officer." He reached for his radio, but then, just for a second, his hand slipped, and I noticed something. The badge clipped to his uniform, it wasn't from our county. It wasn't even real police. My wife's eyes met mine, and I knew she saw it too. Karen leaned in, whispering like she already won. "I run this block, and your little family, you're not going to lash the weak." But my wife's calm reply sliced the air like a knife. "Then you should have checked who you were threatening." The neighbors gasped. Karen's smirk faltered for the first time.
Karen blinked, thrown off by my wife's confidence. "What do you mean by that?" she snapped, waving her clipboard like a shield. My wife took one step forward, her voice steady but laced with steel. "You think you can call fake cops and scare people with fake fees? Do you have any idea who I am?" The officer shifted uneasily now, his eyes darting between Karen and my wife. Karen hissed, "Don't listen to her. She's bluffing. Arrest her." But my wife didn't flinch. She reached into her jacket, pulled out a small leather case, and flipped it open. The gold badge inside caught the sunlight, and the entire street fell silent. Karen's jaw dropped. The fake officer froze. "I don't answer to you," my wife said firmly. "I'm the sheriff of this county." The neighbors erupted in whispers. Phones came out, recording everything. Karen's face drained of color, but she still tried to laugh it off. "Sheriff? Please, if you were the sheriff, why didn't you say so before?" My wife's eyes narrowed. "Because I wanted to see how far your little game would go." The fake cop stepped back, panic flashing across his face. "Admiral, Karen, what do we do?" Karen's hands shook as she grabbed his arm. "Stay with me. Don't you dare back down now." But the crowd was watching, waiting, hungry for the truth to drop like a hammer, and my wife was ready to deliver it.
Karen's laugh cracked under the weight of the silence. This is harassment! She planted that badge! She's lying!" she screamed, pointing wildly at my wife. But her voice was trembling now, no longer the roar of control. It was desperation. The fake cop muttered, "Karen, I didn't sign up for this," and started inching backward. My wife raised her hand, calm but commanding. "Don't bother running. Impersonating an officer is a felony. And you, Karen," She tilted her head, eyes sharp as a blade. You just conspired in it. The neighbors gasped, some even stepping closer with their cameras. One man shouted, "Yeah, we saw everything! She called him an admiral!" The whole street buzzed, the weight of truth pressing down on Karen. Her mask finally slipped. She dropped the clipboard, her face pale. No, this is my community. I make the rules here. You can't do this to me." My wife's voice was low, but carried like thunder. "You tried to extort my family for $500,000. You threatened me on my own porch. And now everyone knows." Karen staggered back, but before she could bolt, real sirens wailed from down the block. A second patrol car screeched to a stop, and two uniformed deputies stepped out. My wife's deputies. They looked straight at her and saluted. "Sheriff, what are your orders?" one asked. Karen's knees buckled. She wasn't in charge anymore.